episode of Tampa Bay Politics. We are so happy that you're joining us. I'm Angela Birdsong, your host. Welcome. I'm affectionately known as the Medicare lady during the day, but every Wednesday I'm here to let you know what's going on with politics in Tampa Bay and some movers and shakers who are not elected.
Yes, and we have to do that because we want to make sure that we let the people know who are being impactful in our community and making a difference and making a positive effect. So we interview movers and shakers, but we also let people know what's going on in politics because there's a lot going on because you got to be political. If you got a Social Security card, you're political.
That's right, and we got some elections coming up.
Yes.
Angela Birdsong's running for office.
Right, and tell us about that, Angela, real quick.
Real quick, I am your candidate for Hillsborough County Commission. I'm your Democrat in the race versus long-term career politician, Ken Hagan. Retired hit.
Yeah.
But don't forget, we're still supporting Val Demings for our next senator, Aramis Ayala, for Lieutenant, what's that? That's a
Attorney
General.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So we got some awesome people on the ballot, and we want you to just vote them down ticket. I can say that. You know why? It's my show.
I know that's right. And not only that, that's why we make sure it's your show so you can be free to talk about that. Let's talk about when early voting start.
Just to let you know, your ballots are dropping this week if you are a vote-by-mail person.
October the 6th.
That's right.
And the new laws, you have to request one. So go to votehillsborough.org and request a mail ballot.
Okay.
So
you find your supervisor of elections, no matter where they might be, Hillsborough, Pasco. You might even have some Polk listeners.
That's right.
But find your supervisor of elections.
And request that ballot.
That's right.
Because I'm telling you, in the land of the blind, vote by mail rule and early voting rule. So when the early voting start?
Early voting starts October the 24th.
October the 24th. So most of these races have been won in vote by mail and early voting. So we really suggesting to our listeners to get out here and get involved in voting by mail and early vote. The call-in number here is 813-444-9588. 813-444-9588. Also, I want to say that Angela, we have an exciting guest here this morning. She's a real moving shaker, and she represents a powerful organization in our town. And I'm going to give you the honors of introducing, bringing her to the microphone so she can introduce herself.
Okay, so she is with the CDC of Tampa.
And what is that, CDC? This is not the Center for Disease Control, is it? So we got the acronym is what? Corporations to Develop Communities.
That's what it is.
Uh-huh.
And so they have been doing outstanding work in our community for many years. How many years? 30 years?
30 years.
30 years. Okay, so we have with us, please introduce our guest.
All right, we have Vanessa McClary. She is the Vice President of Real Estate Development. She has a strong bio, a strong resume. She ain't nothing but the truth. The truth will help me God. We're glad to have her in here. Vanessa, good morning. Welcome to Tampa Bay Politics.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Tell us a little about your background, how you got started, what you're doing.
Where were you born? Let's start from the beginning.
there. Thank you, Angela.
Okay, so I was born in Manchester, England.
Really?
Oh, wow. My wife born in England. Never knew that about you.
So my parents are Jamaican, and in
Migrated.
Jamaica there aren't a lot of colleges because it's a small island. So they went to Europe, they went to England for school, and then after my mom finished her midwifery, she came to America to continue her education, and that's where we grew up in Rochester, New York. My parents, again, are Jamaican. Rochester, New York is on Lake Ontario. It is very, very cold.
No.
And
So when I got outside of Canada.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Well, we got a lot in common. My wife, her parents migrated from Jamaica, and she born in 1961, born in England, too. So, Jamaicans migrate from England.
Yes,
they come
they
to
do.
America. So I never knew that about you. See why this is important, Angela? All the time I've been knowing her, I never knew that.
And I'm 100% Caribbean, made in New York.
That's right. With stamp. Made in New York. So
I got a lot of family in New York.
yes, and my wife lived in New York as well. That's just like people from Jamaica don't think it's but two cities in America, New York and Miami.
That is true.
That is true.
I know.
Well, now, you know what? We have a large population in D.C., too.
Okay,
yeah.
DC just started.
Yeah.
Originally, it was just New York and Miami.
So you're saying your mother was a midwife?
So she did her nursing degree. So in Rochester, she was actually the utilization review coordinator and infection control nurse for upstate New York. And my father was a chemist. He was with Kodak.
Wow.
Yeah,
This-
Kodak.
these
Do
are-
you remember that country?
Yeah, no,
Company?
that company, yeah. But let me tell you something. This is highly educated, and the immigrants from Jamaica really believe in education. That's really
Yes, they
good.
do. But they
Bajans,
also
too.
believe in making
Yeah,
you
man,
think that
that's
they're
right.
poor. So my parents had good jobs, but we always thought that we were poor.
Wow.
Why would you think that?
Well, because most of the stuff that they would do with their money was send it back to Jamaica.
Oh,
You know the barrels? They
Yeah,
would
the
fill
barrels. I remember the barrels. Yeah, I remember the barrels.
Filling the barrels.
yeah.
and-
But I kind of respect that because you know they want to kind of do something good, and then it's a part of impressing people too. I'm an American now,
And
so I can
that's
send you
about
this.
love. It's
Yeah.
about
You know,
love.
so-
It is, because I can say that they raised us to be hardworking and humble.
Yes.
Yes.
And I was telling the DJCO the barrels are what they put things in. They send it shipping containers,
Yeah.
and they put the barrels in. I know about that, so I have great
I'd
times.
be in the living room and you'd watch the sneakers and the jeans and
I know,
everything.
everything in the barrel.
Everything in the barrel. And you look into the barrel like, wait, how come we're wearing hand-me-downs and the Jordache jeans are going to Jamaica?
Because you got to impress the people that are doing well in England, doing well in America. You know how it
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
Tell us about your education background.
So I grew up in Catholic schools, and I went to college. I went to several colleges before I finally finished my degree with
So where
Springfield
did you
College.
go? Where's your alma maters?
Springfield College in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Wow, that's the one that was here, but you went to the original one in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And what did you study?
Human service.
Human service. And
I
you're
actually
doing
s-
human
I
service.
started out as an accounting major, and then I took a calculus class, and I changed my major to something that would not require calculus.
Yeah, that's amazing how you go from human services, Angela, to calculus.
From calculus to human
Human
service.
service.
Can you imagine
From
that?
Yeah.
Yes, I can, because I thought I wanted to be a veterinarian, and then I took chemistry,
Oh boy.
Right?
and that cured me.
Some
Whoa,
classes
Angela.
will just cure you.
It was done.
Wow.
All of a sudden, I was headed for a communications major in college.
Right. And look, you're still doing communication.
still do
You're
it.
doing it right now.
I
And when
know.
as a politician, you're going to be a communicator. And on radio, you're doing a communicator. So let's talk about this. Talk about what brought you, when I came to know you as a part of the community, you was the housing manager for the city of Tampa with the current administration with Mayor Jane Cassidy. That's how I got to know you. And with NAACP, we invited you to come to one of our general membership meetings. And I was so impressed with how you laid it out and you was just doing your things and had some old rowdy people and, some question answer people. Angela know what I'm talking about, some question asking people in the audience. Asked about
yes.
9 questions in one. And she handled it very well because I was saying, oh, boy.
She was ready for it.
She read when I was saying that, I said she knew. I said, I hope they don't wear this woman out. She just got here. And she handled herself great. So tell us about that. What brought you here?
Okay, so like I said, I grew up in Rochester, New York. I got married. I have Jamaican blood, so I needed heat. So I kept moving south. So we lived in Delaware for 5 years. I lived in North Carolina for 15 years. While I was in North Carolina, someone showed me a job that was in Tampa. I was happy in North Carolina, but something said apply for the job. I applied and I got hired. I was hired by Mayor Buckhorn, moved to Tampa.
You came on the book on.
Came
That I
under
didn't know.
Buckhorn.
Okay,
Yep,
go ahead.
Came under Buckhorn. Didn't expect to move to Florida because we came around the same time right after Trayvon Martin, and I have 3 boys, so I was not thinking about Florida.
I know that's right.
But then
Ain't that the truth?
got here, and I moved here from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, which is a small town.
I know Rocky Mount.
So the thing about small towns is you have to wear many hats and you do a lot of different things. You also have to be very responsive to the community because when you go to the grocery store, they're there. When you go to church, they're there. Like people are right.
Everybody knows everybody.
Everybody knows everybody.
I like that.
Yeah, the mayor was my attorney when I bought my house, went on vacation with him. No big deal. So when I met the mayor here, no big deal because the mayor's in the grocery store with me in Rocky Mount.
Wow.
So when I got down here and started doing things, they kept asking, how do you know how to do that? And I was like, well, kind of had to. I moved here from a small town. I was also accustomed to working collaboratively. So just what I knew of how to work was what I brought here. And there was a lot of, this is the way we've always done it. And I was like, well, I wasn't here before, so I've never done it that way.
Yeah, well, let me tell you about Tampa, so that you can know. These town don't like outsiders, and they like to do things the old way. That's the old Southern country way, so they not open to change. So I tell people that new here, you got to understand how to deal with Southern people. And they ain't just Florida, it's just Southern people. Yeah. And we don't mean no harm. We just country.
Well,
we really don't mean no
I
harm.
had my country training in North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's country.
Yeah,
It's
you should be sensitive to how country people feel.
I was sensitive to it. I was accustomed to it.
Good thing.
And I'm also a New Yorker. So handling questions is not a problem
down here too.
for New Yorkers.
No, you handled yourself. That meeting was at that library over there on Seminole Heights Library.
Yeah.
I remember that. You handled yourself. You put your little stream up there and you started working. And you should have been there, Angela. It was really nice. She did a clinic. So tell us about the housing manager. That was a big thing for us. An activist community. We got a sister that's on housing. We was proud and we was excited. So tell us how that came about.
Yeah, and what were your responsibilities?
Yes,
over there?
that's right.
So in the Housing and Community Development Division, we are handling the grant funds for the city of Tampa, and those are both state and federal funds. So we were providing grants to nonprofit organizations. We were helping people to improve their lives. And the big thing was making sure that everybody understood the purpose of the money was to not just spend it, but to improve people's lives. There was a pattern of giving grants to the same organizations over and over.
Good old boy network, just say it.
Yeah. So we changed up the way that we did grants. And so now grants are not approved by the staff, but we actually pull in committees of subject matter experts to help review grants so that they are dispersed fairly.
That's beautiful.
We also put limits on how many times an organization can apply under the public service, and that's a federal requirement that you can't get a grant for the same thing year after year. So that was a change, and it allowed additional nonprofits. Also got staff and people into the community because, if you're going to serve the community, you have to be in the community.
I'm impressed with that.
I am.
I'm very impressed how you said that.
I have noticed where the same organizations get this money every time.
Especially in that department, Angela. She know what I'm talking about. The same nonprofit was just getting the same money.
Yes.
And they created a culture of what the word they use?
Entitlement.
Entitlement. It was terrible.
Yes.
And then under Mayor Greco, some of the people went to jail. Someone could have went to jail or should have went to jail. You remember the scandal because you probably heard about it when you got there.
Yeah. After I took the job.
Yes, after you took the job.
I was like, well, I've never heard of people going to federal prison.
They went to federal penitentiary. Yep.
Yeah, did learn.
And DJCO, go ahead. I think you had something. Okay. All right. So we're going to get ready to go to break. But let's say this. Tell us how you transitioned from being the City of Tampa housing manager to, doing consulting and, doing the things that you're doing now. And, you left in good terms, but left being still valuable. People say, I want her. That was really beautiful. So when we come back, we have in the studio with us, we have Vanessa McCurry. She is the Vice President of Real Estate Development from the CDC of Tampa. Chloe Corlin founded this organization. Her sons run this organization. Come back and be with us in the next few minutes. Calling them as 813-444-89588.
We're going to talk about housing.
Yes, come on back because housing, don't want to miss it when the crisis. 29% increase in rent in Tampa. Got the hottest real estate market, but we'll be right back.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because
this is the recipe you've been waiting for. A little touch of smooth mixed with a big touch of soul.
This is how we do it.
We are In Touch Radio.
Hi, this is Angela Birdsong, and I'm running to be your next Hillsborough County Commissioner in District 2. And I want to encourage you to vote by mail. You can do that by contacting your supervisor of elections in your county. Voter suppression is real, and we have to be prepared to vote and get your family members registered. Do it today. Call me if you have a question. 813-476-4837.
Call Ricky. Ask Ricky. You need medical or a lawyer? I got the man to do the legwork for you. We tried the other ones before, so believe we hunted down 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay, call Ricky, he coming. He taking care of state of Florida, grab a pen of sundown. 184-361-RICK. That's 184-361-425. Never word from the point forward, just recline. Just ask Ricky, plus your boy statewide. Just in case you missed it, I'ma tell you one more time. 184-361-RICK. Call Ricky, ask Ricky is a legal medical referral service. The doctors and lawyers in our network are trained in handling auto injury claims and getting you the best medical treatment and recovery. Dial 1-844-361-RICK. That's 1-844-361-7425. Ricky. Ask Ricky.
Hello, you're listening to Tampa Bay Politics. I'm your host, Angela Birdsong, with my co-host, Jarvis Elamine. And we don't shy away from the hot topics.
We sure don't.
And today is all about housing. And we have with us from the CDC,
Vanessa McCleary. She is the Vice President of Real Estate Development of the Corporation to Develop Communities in Tampa Bay, whose founder is our beloved Chloe Coney, and her son, Ernest Coney, is running it now. So tell us, Vanessa, what is just kind of the mission of the CDC of Tampa, and then kind of transition that into the mission and vision of the Real Estate Development Department? Because we want to stick to your department,
Okay.
and then we'll
but
talk.
we want to talk about the CDC because they done good. In
They
the
done good. They're
communities.
right.
Did
So
a lot
we-
of good.
And
They
that's
have-
the platform we're talking from. So just give us a little
They
bit
have
about
been
that.
serving the community for 30 years, celebrating their 30-year anniversary on the 27th of this month. As a matter of fact, just recently we learned that Ernest is going to be recognized as a community hero for the Lightning Foundation.
Oh, great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff
And
Bennick and the boys.
Okay.
I think they come with some money.
Yes.
Come with some money, so.
So Ernest Coney is now the CEO, right?
Yes, he is
And
the
he is
CEO.
the son of Chloe Coney, the founder.
Right.
Yes, and they believe in learn it, earn it, and keep it. And so in the real estate department, we are focused on providing attainable housing. And we're doing that by making sure that we can look at all the different options when it comes to housing so that we can always have options that are available where someone at 80% of area median income can afford. So I say attainable housing because a lot of people talk about workforce housing and then they talk about affordable housing. And to me, they're the same thing because the folks that are at 50% AMI or 80% AMI, they're working.
And what is AMI?
That is area median income.
Okay.
So
What would be 80% of area median income?
So it depends on the family size and
So a family of what, 3 or 2?
it goes by your actual family size. So for
So do one for a family of 2.
Family of 2. Hang on a second because I've actually got it here on my computer. Those are those questions that stump you. So for a family of 1, they could not make more than $46,000.
Okay.
For a family of 2, they could not make more than $52,560.
Ain't too bad. And then a family of
Right.
3.
Family of 3 would be $59,120.
Not too bad,
Right, so you're talking
$60,000, for the family of 3. And then they can still afford a
So
house.
you can make more than $20 an hour and qualify at 80% of area median income. And
See how
don't
she
think
broke
a
that
lot of
down? I
people
like that.
Understand that?
Yes, $20 an hour. See, that is more the least common denominator. You broke that down.
Yeah.
That's why you're expert in what you do.
So there are people who don't understand that they qualify for those programs. and you have programs, especially if you're looking to buy a house. Now, we know that the rents are going up, but also the home prices are going up. But even with the home prices going up, it is still cheaper to pay a mortgage than it is to pay rent.
Especially when you don't know what your rent's going to be.
Exactly.
So you move into the apartment today, and it's
Right.
$1,000 a month, and next year they say, "Oh, we're raising it $200 a month."
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what
And
people
not
are
just
going
that,
through.
I'm gonna tell you another thing about that. You know, when you got a house, at least you can't get put out right away. A foreclosure process take a long time. I'm being honest about that. It's better to be a homeowner because if they got a quick way they can get you out the apartments now.
Yes, yes.
But as a homeowner, if you got your mortgage payment and it's $1,000 a month, it's not jumping by 20%.
There you go.
in a
That's another
year.
thing. Yeah.
If you have a fixed rate mortgage, your mortgage stays pretty steady.
And the thing is, they're looking at the income, so they know if you can afford that.
That's right.
That
Right.
mortgage.
Right.
Yes.
So tell us about some of the initiatives that you got now, and give out a phone number and a website or something, because people want to buy a house and people don't think they can buy a house, and our listeners are very smart. If you got a question, you can call in at 813-444-9588. Tell us, give out a phone number, give out a website.
So the website is www.cdcoftampa.org. Give me a minute on the phone number.
It's okay.
You can go there and you can find out information about all the different programs that the CDC is offering. Our real estate inventory is changing. We're trying to keep up with the website and keep it up to date in terms of what we have available. Some of the initiatives that are coming, we are working on phase 2 of Diana Gardens. And what we're doing.
And where's that at?
Diana Gardens is at 43rd and Diana Street.
That's right, not too far from him.
Not
yeah,
too
okay.
far from
right,
him.
right, okay.
33610.
Yes.
Those are little over 1,300 square foot townhouse units.
Okay then.
So the first phase we did as a rental, and on the second phase we're going to do that as home ownership.
All right, so you know what you got to do, Vanessa? You got to get some kind of brand and let people know that CDC doing this. 'Cause I passed by that. Nobody never knows CDC did because the man, Randy Rudolph, the little preacher, he do his thing. He got Heaven Sent, Triple A with Fullwood. He got his little sign. Come on, y'all got it. I'm a marketing person. I'm a salesperson. I'm giving some free consultant here now, so I'm gonna be
You ever
asking
seen-
for a check in a minute. It's a Pope Frog don't play his own pond.
I think what they want to do is get people who are coming through the CDC program, and they probably don't want to be overrun with people. They probably just want to.
They want to build a brand. I'm sure that. I'm gonna let her answer that.
We do want to build the brand.
There you go.
And, you know, there are a lot of people who have been helped and assisted by the CDC. But sometimes when people come up, they don't want to tell how they came up.
Oh.
I got you.
So as if they did it all on their own.
But tell me this: do you have a shortage of families to help?
No.
No.
I can answer that. But let me tell you why I said that. I went
what
to
I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I went to a luncheon one time. You weren't in this town then. I was in foreclosure in my house, and I wasn't ashamed because I went to CDC and they helped me save my house.
Wow.
And I went, and Chloe said, "Would you get up and talk about it?" I went for all the luncheon. Was 800 people there. So she said, "Jarvis, I appreciate you for being transparent." And a lot of people came there to get help because they had a great guy that was helping with the what they call the income to debt ratio. Because a lot of time to get help, if you don't know how to do that. So I didn't know how to do it, so I was sought help.
Yeah.
So I'm saying is, we have to. It's a narrative going out there. Well, CDC ain't doing this. This town, country town. This CDC ain't doing that. CDC ain't doing this. We have to let people know. Like even President Obama, if he had anything I can say bad about him, is that he didn't tell people what he did, the good that he did. You got to talk about the good that you do. You got to
he
build
did
your
something
brand.
right because he got elected twice.
Exactly, and he did a lot of good. He got a good program helping people save their house and modify their home and
He
things
built
that help.
he builds affordable
Housing. He
right
did a
here
lot
in
of good
Tampa.
things, but you
Yes,
have to
yes.
talk, and that's why they call Tampa Bay politics.
Yeah.
If we don't talk about it in politics, it didn't happen. So tell us some more good things that you're doing.
So we got Gardens at Diana Point. We're also working on, through the grace of Hillsborough County, they provided us with a grant and some funding. So we're going to be building some single-family homes, Knoll Pine Way. There'll be about 24 units there.
Wow.
We are
Where's
working.
No Pond Way?
Knoll Pine Way is off of 40th.
Okay.
That way. Yeah.
Then you've also got, we're working with Manifestation Church to develop some housing for homeless vets. We are
You have a
also,
site for that one yet?
Yes.
Probably somewhere over there by the church.
It is over
Yeah.
by the church.
Okay, so manifestation. I think that's like 30th.
No, 34th.
34th.
Yeah.
Off of Martin Luther King area.
There you go.
Lake
Larry. There you
Lake.
go.
Yeah.
We're developing housing in Largo, in St. Pete, we just finished a house in.
I know you're doing a
Sarasota.
Largo because when I was knocking on doors in Largo, I saw his signs over there that you're doing a Largo. Right in that historical black neighborhood, Rainbow or something, that neighborhood called, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Pinellas County too. Okay.
Yeah.
Pinellas
And St.
County
Pete too?
St. Pete too.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
We'll be working Sankofa project. We're scheduled.
Oh, y'all
to
part
do,
of St. Kofa?
Part of
Okay.
Sankofa, scheduled to do 24 townhouses there. We've got a number of different single-family homes throughout the community. We're building 4 on 48th Street. We're finishing up one on 26th. We've got 2 duplexes that we're going to do on 29th. So I can tell you, when I was at the city, we funded the CDC. And when I left the city, I wanted to work with the CDC because I wanted to get hands-on. So I'm in
That's
the process of getting my general contractor's license.
Oh, look at that.
That's really hands-on.
Ooh. Let me tell you something. Yeah, this is beautiful, and that's why I love radio. And thank you, DJ CEO, for creating this platform so we can know. You know, because we out here talking in the activist community. They like to do a lot of agitating and activism, but you got to stop sometime and celebrate the success of what organizations are doing. And this is very important. And that's why I wanted to bring her on, Angela, because I know that she was doing a lot. I like her style, and I know, but you know, nobody know about it. You got to talk about it. You got to talk more. You need to come over here and buy some advertising with the In Touch and be in the newspaper. You got really. You got to find money in your budget to promote black media, so to get the word out. So when people start talking, they say, "No, I seen what they were doing here. I saw in the paper they did this. I saw in the paper they did this." Because we building a brand, and when people got hope that there's an organization that's helping people.
Yes.
That give hope to people. We want to give hope to people. We don't want to just be impressive, but we want to be impactful, impact people's lives in a positive way. And that's what we're all about here.
And I appreciate that. And I mean, you're so right. And it's something that we have recognized. I say we because I'm now part of the team. I'm proud to be part of the team.
When did you
And you're
join?
vice president, too.
So I joined the team in May.
Okay.
I was a consultant with them for a year before that.
Okay.
So,
So you're official.
Yes. I'm official now.
Well, you know how that go. The consultant be so good that they want to hire you. And
Yes.
sometimes you take the job and sometimes you don't. Because Angela with me, where an organization that did consulting for, they want to hire me. I told Angela, no, I want to stay free, Angela.
And I was doing that for a while. I was like, I want to stay free, but I wrote several grants, and the grants were approved, and I wanted to follow the projects.
Okay.
And so I wanted to be more hands-on with the projects, and so.
And I
came
tell
on
you
the team.
something, sister. I'm so glad that you're doing what you're doing, and glad you was a consultant, and that you really, really got some things doing. I want to talk about any other nonprofits that you want to work with in the community, other than the manifestations or the faith community. If we got
Well, you know
monsters
what?
in the
When
community, when we come back, we'll talk about
we'll
that.
talk about all the stakeholders that you're working with.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so we're going to go to a break. Don't you go nowhere. Jarvis Elamine, Angela Birdsong, Tampa Bay Politics. We're in the studio with us, Vanessa McCleary. She's the Vice President of Real Estate Development. We will be right back.
Hi, this is Angela Birdsong, and I'm running to be your next Hillsborough County Commissioner in District 2. And I want to encourage you to vote by mail. You can do that by contacting your supervisor of elections in your county. Voter suppression is real, and we have to be prepared to vote and get your family members registered. Do it today. Call me if you have a question. 813-476-4837.
Hey, this is Agent Wright, better known as Mr. Clean. You looking for some great barbecue? Come see them two brothers in the grill, located at 423 Virginia Street, Charleston, West Virginia. We got ribs, chicken, pulled pork, brisket, collard greens, mac and cheese, baby. Come get some and get you a nice, smooth cigar. 304-550-4431. That is 304-550-4431. Come get some, baby. The Rib Man, mama, the Rib Man.
Ray Williams Funeral Home, providing the highest quality, professional, and caring service for your family. Call Jeffrey Rhodes at 813-253-3419. That's 813-253-3419. Or visit him at 301 North Howard Avenue, Tampa, Florida. Ray Williams Funeral Home, for the finest care and quality service.
We're back with Tampa Bay politics. Everything you need to know about what's going on in politics in the Tampa Bay area. We're so happy to have in the house with us Miss Vanessa McCleary, and she's the Vice President of Real Estate over at CDC.
That's right. That's her.
And, you know, the CDC, Corporation to Develop Communities.
All right, sister.
Okay.
Accurately.
Yes. Has done a lot.
Yes.
What are some of the other things that they're involved in?
So they do workforce development. They have a lot of different training programs helping people to get jobs. I know that one of Ernest's initiatives this year was making sure that we could make sure people got into paychecks that were higher. So I think the last count, the average pay was about $20 an hour for folks that were
Who can pay the rent, Angela?
coming through
And
the
the
training
mortgage.
programs. Yes.
Who can pay the rent and mortgage?
Oh, people with high-paying jobs.
All right, that's what I think about our campaign.
Yes. Living wage.
That's right.
Or
Everyone-
above. You need above now.
You need above a
Yeah, you
living
do.
wage.
But a high-paying job can pay the rent, and that's what he's focusing on.
Yes.
Yes, and tell us about the first-time home buyers program. Still working with that because people don't know they can buy a house for the first time.
Yeah. So we did offer the home buyer education, but we've started to focus more on actually constructing affordable housing. And so we work with Salita's House, who is co-located at our office on
That's
Hillsborough
great.
They're
Avenue.
inside the
They're
office?
inside the office now.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Y'all doing it.
Okay.
Collaboration, not competition.
Right.
All right, then.
We also work with Housing and Education Alliance. They're on Florida Avenue.
They the
And-
real deal, too.
Yes. And we work with Reach.
Reach is good, too.
So all of those are HUD-approved housing counseling agencies. They are approved through the city of Tampa. They're approved through the state. So if someone is looking to purchase a home, those agencies can help them to access all the different funding that's available. A lot of people don't know, but one of the things that the housing counselors are really good at is figuring out how to stack the money. You may have seen even on their Facebook pages or on their websites, and they talk about, they help someone to put together a stack of about $100,000 in down payment
That's
assistance.
huge.
Yes,
No, that's bigger than huge. That's $100,000 down payment assistance?
that means, but when that person buys the house, they have $100,000 in equity.
Already?
Yes.
All right, y'all
So
listening to
now-
this. I hope y'all listen to this. You need to start call this and go to the website. Just Google CDC of Tampa, a corporation to develop communities, and ask for Miss Vanessa McCleary so you can find out how you can buy your house. And you need $100,000 equity. You need $100,000 equity right now. So you need to call in and get clarity and find your way to
1907.
1907 East Hillsborough, across from the McDonald's. Just
Wait.
knock on
Don't
the door.
come running in our office.
All right, don't run it off.
We're going to send you to the housing counseling
She's going to send you to the house and the council, but go
Because that's
there.
where you start.
To let them know that you heard it on In Touch Radio.
Yes.
But anyway,
Because we want people to be educated.
educated, yes.
Because like we said, it's learn it, which is the housing counseling, earn
Earn it,
getting that job,
high paying job,
and then keep it.
keep it.
So we want to get you into that house so you can keep it because you've learned how to keep the house. You've learned how to earn the money to keep the house. Now when we get you in the house, you can stay in
And
the
home
house.
ownership, which is generational wealth.
Generational wealth.
I love it.
Now, when we're talking about stacking the money, you have to live in the city of Tampa, right?
So depending on the area. So one of the benefits of being in East Tampa is the East Tampa CRA puts money into down payment assistance. So if you get $30,000 from the East Tampa CRA,
That's 30,
you get another $30,000 from the city of Tampa.
60.
You get $25,000 from the county.
That's 85.
Then you can get another $25,000 from the state.
So now you got 110.
Then, depending on which bank, Bank of America, for instance, and I don't want to just plug one, but they have the highest that I've seen, 17.5.
So you can almost get $130,000 based on which bank.
Right.
Wow. That's a hunk of money for
Yes.
first time home
And that
buyers.
is first-time home buyers only.
Right.
So some of those programs can actually be used by someone who's buying their second home. But to get the most money, it's going to be for a first-time home buyer who income qualifies.
Well, you know, millennials, I went to an event, Angela. It's called the CEO Experience with Albert Lee Organization. And I saw some young entrepreneurs.
That's Black Business Investment Corporation.
Right, BBIC, thank you. And I saw some black entrepreneurs, young, millennials, 35, 40, making a hunk of money.
Yes.
They
I'm
don't
talking
qualify.
but some
They can buy their own.
but some of them people, they even if they don't qualify all the down payment assistance, they still should be buying houses. They
Yes.
still renting. They paying high rent down there. Yeah, okay. And they got a lot of student debt.
Please, please, please. The applications are going to be opened up. You need to go on that website and get rid of your student loan debt
Or at
as
least
much as you can.
20,000.
At least
Yeah.
20,000.
At least 20 grand of it. Yeah, and so for those who said Biden ain't did nothing for black people, this is for black people because y'all got the most debt. So go on out there and go. It's called studentaid.gov.
Federal student aid.
.gov.
Yeah.
All right, then. Go ahead and
Yeah.
get that. And that is
Say
very,
that
very
one more
important.
time. Federal Student
Aid.gov.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a very important
Very
website.
important.
Yes.
And that's gonna,
go in
they
there,
said
update
the-
your information because the applications aren't out yet. But if you update your information and if they have your income, they will automatically wipe it out.
Right. It does.
Oh,
And I tell you, because I got $25,000 worth of student loan debt myself, and they say what happened is if you also go to the website and just sign up and put your email address, as soon as the application comes, you'll be the first one to know the application is there.
Yes. Because you're
That's
going to have
very
a
important.
limited time to apply for that.
Sure is.
Okay.
And, I think that is one
And
thing
it's going
that
to happen in October, right?
it's the application will
scheduled
come
for.
out this month,
Okay.
and you have to have it completed by, there was a date, I want to
Was.
say it was in November.
Mid-November, somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
it's like November 15th.
Okay.
So don't wait. The
Right.
day it comes out, everybody needs to be filling it out and
And
getting
crash
it
that
done.
website.
Crash that website.
Don't be no procrastinator.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
gonna happen. I want to transition now and talk about any kind of rehab program for our seniors. You know, seniors living in these houses, the roof bad, this bad, and the windows bad. Any kind of relief coming to the seniors?
So the city of Tampa has a rehab program as well as the East Tampa CRA has a rehab program.
And
So-
both of those have issues.
They do. They do.
They unfortunately they do.
Well, you know, I
no.
tell you something. When you was there, you was fixing it
Okay, so they're still working on fixing it.
because you was fixing it. Because I went down there.
And I will say that some of what happens is people will tell folks not to apply.
Okay.
And if someone tells you not to apply for a program, just be sure they are cutting you the same check that you would have gotten from the city. Because the city will ask you for paperwork. It's paperwork, people. If somebody's going to give me $30,000 or $40,000 to fix my home, and the only thing they're asking is that they're going to put a lien on there saying that I can't sell it, and I don't want to sell it anyway.
Right.
Because if I'm fixing it to stay in it.
Exactly.
Now I will tell you, if I deal with seniors, I'm the
Yeah.
Medicare lady.
That's right.
And I tried to get a family. The water's coming through the roof. When they told them there was going to be a lien on the house, they said no.
They said no and let the water continue to come in
And tear the house up.
house to be destroyed, and now you have nothing. You can pass on
Education.
nothing.
That sounds like they need to be educated.
So you just need to understand
to talk
it
to
is
them.
better to have the house fixed and have that lien on there that goes away after 10 years. And if, for God forbid, something happens and you don't live 10 years, but I bet you if your house is in better shape, you have less stress and you live longer. If
Telling the truth.
you pass before that time is up, your family member can assume that loan and it continues to be nothing paid back. Even if they were to pay it back, if you did your roof today, 10 years from now, the cost of getting that roof done is double.
Sure is.
If you got to pay back $20,000 tomorrow that you borrowed today, it's still less than if you didn't.
Right.
And your house is in better shape and your house is worth more.
Well, we said in sales, cost
and
of
you
not
lived
doing
in
it.
comfort.
In sales, we call that the cost of not doing nothing.
Right.
It costs you not to do something.
Yes.
It does
And
cost
that's how,
not to do
and you have to
something.
articulate that. And that's what people have to understand: persuasion and articulation skills.
Well, this is
Yeah.
helpful because
yeah.
when you're dealing with the seniors, we call it in sales, you know your rebuttal,
Right.
right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And so knowing now, you got to know how to phrase and how to talk about it. It's the cost of not doing that. Nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
So they don't know that. because
And-
it's costing them money to not do
that
nothing.
is a scary thing for some seniors. You're putting
What the word lien is.
a lien. Yes.
The other thing that keeps people from applying for the program is not having insurance. And there are homes where you can't get insurance because the house needs repairs. But if you apply for the program, once they approve you, you can then go to the insurance company and say, I'm approved and they're going to do this work.
rehab,
And
yeah.
the city will actually help you find an insurance company to insure that home so that you can move forward and get
See,
that
that's very
rehab
valuable
done.
information. We didn't even know that.
Valuable, very
We didn't know that, Sister Angela.
We did not.
Yeah.
See, knowledge is power. Being empowered is having the proper information, inspiration, and motivation.
Yeah.
Oh, so now I have a list of about 5-10 seniors you can assist.
Right. And we definitely, and how you think now?
And we need them to be assisted because we are
Right.
watching Tampa change. Because as these prices go up, we're watching people be moved out of neighborhoods. People are,
Gentrification
you
is
know,
called.
I'm
Harvard
sure just
City,
about every senior has
East
had
Tampa.
someone knock on their door
Absolutely.
About
to
how-
ask them to buy their house. But if they
Absolutely.
sell their house, where are they
Where they
going?
gonna go? Yeah.
So we have to encourage them to use these programs so that they can stay in the house because it's important. It's important that the legacy of the community remains intact.
And
That's
the property they're sitting on is extremely valuable.
It
Yes.
is valuable.
We're talking about Carver City behind West Shore,
Oh,
That's right.
look at it. Look at it.
East Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
And all that because,
West
you know,
Tampa,
that's
Seminole
right.
Heights.
West Tampa, not even West Tampa no more.
Oh, that's right.
Seminole Heights isn't Seminole Heights
Heights
anymore.
anymore.
Yeah. So that's true.
Tampa Heights. I
You know,
mean, you're just
Ybor City.
watching the
Right.
city change. You watch them buy the house for, what people think is a lot because they probably paid $40,000-$50,000 for the house. Someone comes and tells them they'll give them $200,000. They knock that house down and build a house, and
They still
when
make
you
money.
look on Zillow, it's $800,000.
Wow.
Port Tampa.
Yeah, Port Tampa too.
Old black neighborhood.
Yeah, there's an old
Yeah, I
black
went to go visit a senior. And she's got at least a $600,000 house next door now.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
At least. And yeah.
Let me transition to talk about now those same nonprofits that was they ate good off the City of Tampa housing program. What are they doing about the rehab program? Any nonprofit is facilitating that. They should have people on their staff to go out and help the seniors do the paperwork, pull the paperwork. That should be a part of why that they can participate in the program.
Yeah, they need assistance.
Why are they participating in the program, making a hunk of money, but not doing the real work and helping seniors articulate that about the lien, like what you were talking about?
Yes.
Why? That's what
they
they
don't
should be
need the
doing.
life insurance.
No,
the Medicare lady to help. them.
I don't want to disparage the nonprofits that are doing hard work with very few people.
Okay.
And they are out there trying to explain this to folks. And then you have these talking heads sometimes in the community that are dissuading people from getting their blessing. They're blocking blessings.
Sucking.
And it's a shame because if you don't know the facts, shut up.
Yeah.
If you don't know how that program really works, if you have not been through that program and experienced it for yourself, if you're not trying to help somebody with a come up, then stop talking because you're blocking people from blessings.
And that's the problem. The problem is that people don't like accurate information. They get most stew out of just running around with information that's inaccurate just to try to make a name for themselves.
Right.
And that ain't what true activism is all about. It's
No.
about really getting some positive results. And my position always been, let me bring the person who know about it.
Exactly.
The subject matter expert.
Take
the
them to
educated
the
on it.
subject matter expert.
Yes.
You shouldn't talk about. I'm not going to talk about
You know,
anybody else's stuff at the CDC because I'm not the subject matter expert for workforce
Believe
development.
it or
I'm going
not,
to tell you
it's
about
break
real estate.
time again.
Yes. But when we come back, I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about. And you know I had something for you. We're going to talk about that so-called $20 million that CDC of Tampa got. Because everybody around talking about the first, Fifth Third Bank gave them $20 million. You know, you said $20 million in the incentive that one organization got it. You have 19,000 people calling you, so you heard the money they got, you heard the money they got, you heard the money they got. So we want to put an end to that, get some clarity to
Yes.
that from Vanessa
get the
McClarity.
facts.
We'll be back to talk about the so-called $20 million DJCO, the Fifth Third Bank. We'll be right back.
You
you've been injured, you deserve help from an attorney that knows how to handle your injury claim. This is Attorney Clinton Paris from the Law Office of Clinton Paris. For over a decade, I worked for insurance companies, and now I use that knowledge and experience to help people that have been injured. For a free consultation, call me, Attorney Clinton Paris, at 813-413-7924. That's 813-413-7924, or at parislawoffice.com. At the Law Office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being hurt. Offices, Riverview.
Ray Williams Funeral Home, providing the highest quality, professional, and caring service for your family. Call Jeffrey Rhodes at 813-253-3419. That's 813-253-3419. Or visit him at 301 North Howard Avenue, Tampa, Florida. Ray Williams Funeral Home, for the finest care and quality service.
Hi, this is Angela Birdsong, and I'm running to be your next Hillsborough County Commissioner in District 2. And I want to encourage you to vote by mail. You can do that by contacting your supervisor of elections in your county. Voter suppression is real, and we have to be prepared to vote and get your family members registered. Do it today. Call me if you have a question. 813-476-4837. 813-476-4837.
Yes. It's getting hot up in here. That was my theme, too. It's getting hot up in here. We got Jarvis Elamine and Angela Birdsong, Tampa Bay politics, and it's getting empowering up in here. Let's be truthful about it now.
Yes.
A whole lot of knowledge given up in here. We got a subject matter expert up in here. We got Vanessa McClary, the Vice President of Real Estate Development from the CDC of Tampa Corporation to Develop Communities. Now, tell us about the rehab program, because we don't want them coming asking
We
you
want to
about
know
it.
where the people need to go
You be
to
educated
get the
about it.
real information.
To
There
be
you go.
educated
Get
on
actual
the
facts.
program, go to the people that administer the program. Don't come to me because I'm not administering the program, but go to the people who are administering the program.
And those people are who?
And regardless of if your neighbor went and got turned down, you still go because everybody's situation is
It's
different.
yes.
That's right.
They
So
ask you a
any-
series of questions. So
Yes.
some
And-
people qualify and some don't.
There you go.
And everybody, their lien on their property is not the lien that's on your property. Their situation is
Ain't
not
your
your
situation.
situation.
In other words, don't
So
try to
you
keep up with the Jones. Go find out for yourself. Tell them where to
find
go.
out for yourself. Go to the City of Tampa Housing and Community Development Department,
Okay.
and there you will get the answers to how those programs are administered, what the application process is, what they have available.
And I know the Center for Women will also assist you with that.
Yes,
All right,
the Center for
and-
Women they have a program that's funded through the state for seniors. And if you need any questions or you have
Center for Women.
you go to the Center for Women.
And we have the CRA with Cedric McCrae.
You go to Cedric McCrae.
Right. He's the community.
Cedric or Vanessa or someone that works in that program who can tell you about that program and give
All right.
you
You hear that,
facts.
seniors? Golden seniors, sexy seniors, jazzy seniors. You need to call and go ahead and try to get some
Yes.
information
If
about
you are interested in buying a house, your first step is going to be to start with a housing counseling agency. When you go to the housing counseling agency, they are going to tell you how all the different programs work. Because they are the subject matter experts for that.
And once again, that's REACH.
that.
Reach, Housing and Education Alliance, and Salitas House.
All right, then. So we laid it out here. If you have any questions further, call 813-444-9588. Now we want to talk about that $20 million that's been thrown out there. It's all over the news. Said the CDC earners them got $20 million. How can I, as an entrepreneur, access some of that money? Tell me about it,
So-
sister.
First, we need to read the article correctly because the $20 million did not go to the CDC. The CDC applied on behalf of East Tampa, applied on behalf of the community to Fifth Third Bank, and Fifth Third Bank allocated $20 million for East Tampa.
For what?
Of that $20 million, $18 million is available in the form of loans. That's business loan, that's housing loan, it's loans.
Okay.
Then there is $2 million that is available for grants. But those grants you have to apply, and the application is through Fifth Third Bank.
What type of application? What kind of grant you can apply for?
So
They have to go to
this
Fifth Third
is
Bank.
Fifth Third Bank.
I got you.
So to get the answers on that, you're going to go to Fifth Third Bank, who can respond.
What would
But-
they ask for? Who or what would they ask for? Let's say I'm
It would be
black
program-
entrepreneur. Or?
So the grants are for programs that are helping families in East Tampa.
I see.
Okay, so that would be the code word, helping
Yeah.
families in East Tampa. So let's make
So
it
this
clear.
is for nonprofits, basically.
So it's for nonprofits.
That's $2
basically.
million is. The other part is really $18 million is for grants. You got to qualify for the grants. You got to have your paperwork together.
The 18 million is loans.
No, loans. I mean,
Loans.
18. Thank you. 18 million is loans. 2 million is grants.
Yes.
So let's break this down. CDC didn't get $20 million.
Right.
Let me say that one more time, listeners. CDC did not get $20 million. You got the memo? Here's what happened. All right. The CDC facilitate on behalf of East Tampa, making $20 million available.
Right.
$18 million for loans, business loans.
Has this started already, or is it?
Yes.
It started already.
Yes.
And $2
We're
million
going into
for
year
grants.
2.
Oh, okay.
And with 18 million, we do that loans include business loans and mortgage loans and all that too?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to be clear with that. So
Yes.
mortgage loans, business loans, 18 million, $2 million in grant. Now, you got to go straight to the Fifth Third Bank. Don't run over to the earnest now. Go to Fifth Third Bank and ask them all the questions.
Yes.
And they'll answer them for you. You'll get some actual facts if you go there.
And you know what? They're not the only bank, because my son works for Bay First, and they got $50 million for black entrepreneurs.
All right, then.
Yeah.
All right.
I
You see
call
how
it
she
a little
did
bit-
that?
I call it a little bit of guilt money.
You see how she did
You
that,
know what? There's
Vanessa?
a lot of guilt money out there.
But they need to be guilty because they ain't paid us reparation for 430 years of slavery. We need some guilt money. I would say that's Jarvis
And
Elamine. The views and opinions of
ever
Jarvis
since-
Elamine does not reflect the views and
ever
opinions
since George
of In Touch
Floyd,
Radio
I think ever
staff
since
and management.
George
Let me clear that
Floyd-
up.
George Floyd changed the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes.
trying to say.
Yes.
But I'm saying to you is
I think the Bank of
reparations.
America. I think the Bank of America got some too.
Yeah, they got a hunk of money.
Yeah.
Because there's a girl named Patty
home
Burner.
ownership.
She always talking about, she worked for them, so she always talk about them.
They're the ones who are
Barna?
providing the 17
Down payment assistance.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
providing
that's-
down payment
that's a
assistance,
little
and they've
guilt
got
money,
some
too.
other.
That's look, yeah. But we take guilt money too.
We take
do.
guilt
We'll
money.
take
Take it. We'll take it.
Because it's been.
And just because it's a loan doesn't mean it's bad.
That's right.
There are a lot of people out here that are going to the hard money lenders, but you could actually go to the bank and get that guilt money at a lower interest rate.
You hear what I'm saying? See why we brought in here? Subject matter experts. That's why you need to tune in. You need to share the video. You need to tag the video. Tampa Bay Politics with Angela Birdsong and Jarvis Elamine. This is the real deal. We need 500 likes today.
I got a question. Does that city of Tampa money include New Tampa?
That's a good question.
No.
It does
All
not.
right. See, that's why you got subject
No.
matter experts here.
Really? So there's a map showing, I guess, what areas are included.
Yes.
And it's East Tampa. And they basically East Tampa, like what? To the east, what? 50th Street and, to the, they got a little area. Same kind of like the same CRA zone.
Yeah.
Kind of same thing. But you know what's considered East Tampa. If you live here, I've been here 35 years.
So
You know when you're out of East Tampa.
It's just that New Tampa is part of the city of Tampa. So I'm just asking.
I may have said that wrong. You know what? Go to the experts. Go to the city.
Okay. I'm just okay.
If you look at your property tax statement and it has a U, that would be unincorporated. And if
Right.
it doesn't, then you would be
It's in the
city
municipality.
Okay, so that's
Right.
a correction then. It could include
Yeah.
Right.
most of New Tampa.
Okay. So some of it is unincorporated. DJCO asked a question that your first time home program, how does it compare to other first time home? They about the same?
So we are a nonprofit developer. You also have Habitat for Humanity. You have Rebuilding Together Tampa Bay.
That's in Sulphur Springs mostly.
You also have Florida Home Partnership, which is outside the city limits in the
It's down in
the
Ruskin.
county. So we're all building affordable housing, and we're trying to share information and do the best we can. We work a lot with Habitat because they're right here in the city. We've done projects in the past where they would focus on 80% of area median income, and we would focus on between 80 and 120. We're looking for projects to do together. We've done
So
projects
collaboration over
collaboration.
competition.
We've done projects with Rebuilding Together Tampa Bay. We actually had a workforce development program with them, helping people to get jobs in the construction.
Let me stop you for a minute. Sister, this is what it's all about. So we have to learn as a people, as African American, collaboration.
Yes.
We got to get NAACP, Urban League, TOBA to work together. We got to get Jarvis Elamine and this such and person to work together. You got to get all we got to.
And you know what?
You don't have to be on the same page with everything, DJ. But when it's time to collaborate, let's collaborate.
And I'm happy to say that Hillsborough County has a DEI new position with Carol Howell.
Cheryl Howell.
Cheryl
yes.
Howell. I'm
That's one
sorry,
of your
Cheryl Howell.
contemporaries.
Yes, she is.
Yes,
Yes, she
and
is.
she's working
Very
on
proud.
affordable housing.
Mhm.
Tell us what that is. What the acronym DEI mean? What?
Oh, diversity and inclusion.
All right. You know how people don't know all these.
Diversity, equity,
All they
and
know is the
inclusion.
NAACP and
Yeah.
FBI.
Yes.
And so she is the department head for housing, affordable housing, and they've added this new position,
Inclusion and diversity.
and she is the right one for the job.
All right
Because
now.
she is going to make sure that we are included, and that is in all county
Well,
contracts.
tell her she's going to have a new boss come November. She's going to have a new boss named Angela Birdsong that she need to meet with when she come November. I'm telling you, that's your friend.
and
Tell her to
I am
meet.
sure she
tell her to
will.
meet with her new boss. She got 7 bosses. She's going to have a new boss. I'm serious.
A new sheriff.
We ain't coming
New
to play.
sheriff is coming
We
to
coming
town.
to win District 2. We coming to set down a career politician that put racists on the diversity council, that got rubber flags out there running. Out there on I-4, we're going to get
We're
rid of
talking
them.
about Ken Hayes.
Somebody
That's
can.
who we talking about.
So what we're going to do,
Yeah.
when we come back, we be, oh no, okay, not quite, okay, I thought you said,
We
okay.
got 4 minutes,
Oh,
sir.
I thought you said 4, okay, we got 4 minutes. Let me talk a little bit more then. I was on a roll. Get my rhythm going. But anyway, I heard great things about her.
Yes.
And so one of our mutual friends just talked bad about her, and she put him in his place too. So she is very sharp.
Very
And
sharp.
she really going to get the job done in the county. And then also, Angela, this is an opportunity when you become a county commissioner to fix doing business with the county.
Yes.
'Cause
Because
you got
she's
somebody-
over everything
That's
now.
my point.
Yes.
You got somebody you
Yes.
can work with, sister.
Well, I will tell you, because I have been doing a bunch of stuff with the county, and they have some really great programs. And I think people are accustomed to the way things were done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You have, what is Ken's last name? I'm going to forget it. But Ken, who is
Ken Jones.
Ken Jones.
That's my play cousin.
And Ken is doing some great things
He
with
is.
diversity.
Matter of fact, we're going to have him on the show.
All right, let's
You
bring
really
him on.
should.
We're going to bring him on. That's going to be somebody at DGO you're going to have to know.
I mean, they will
They spend a
help
lot of
you
money
to
with advertising. They
make
need
the
to come up with
most
some money.
of
He gonna
your
make it happen
minority
for you.
status. To one, get certified as a minority business, and then making the most of that status. They will show you how
Yeah,
to
and he
pull
work with-
old
mhm.
records, and so that you can put in bids that are competitive.
And let me give a shout out to the NAACP Empowerment Center with Robert Irvin. They're working very closely with Ken Jones.
Yeah.
Robert is sharp. He's working with the county, and they get a lot of things done with contract with the protege program they do in the USF. Ken Jones is the real deal.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it because he's my play cousin, but he is the real deal. You know what he did when he got the position?
No.
He called me directly and said, Jarvis, anybody that you know that need to meet with me, that I can help do business with the county, he said, put me in touch with him. He said, I ain't shying away from meeting with nobody.
He's not.
And this how she was. This how Vanessa, when Vanessa
Yeah.
came, Vanessa was the same way. Vanessa came in, said, I'm open, we're going to get something done, and if it come with foolishness, I'm going to put it in the place and we still going to be friends. We just going to shake it off and go.
Well,
Right?
we got to remember, in 2018, thanks to the good people who voted for commissioners like Mariella Smith, Kimberly Overman, Pat Kemp, and now we got Harry Cohen. And if we add Angela Birdsong, we're going to get a lot of things done in Hillsborough County, Florida.
All right, then. You heard it from our next county commissioner, Angela Birdsong. We have in the studio with us Vanessa McClary, Vice President of Real Estate Development, Tampa Bay Politics, and we'll be right back.
No, we won't.
All right.
No,
Oh, okay.
we are done, sir.
Oh.
We done?
I know. You see,
Oh, my God. Let me get my
time
plug in. Hold on for
Time
me, DJ.
Oh, That went
Listen,
fast.
I'm doing a B. It did went fast. I'm doing a B. I rescheduled my B2B blender, and it's been rescheduled for Wednesday, October the 26th at the Well in Lakeland, 114 Parker Street. Jarvis Elamine has been a sponsor and creating a sales mentality book signing. This book going to change your life and your bank account. We with Angela. Partner words, please.
But say that date again, because you said it so
I
fast.
did. Wednesday, October the 26th from 6 to 8 at the Well.
You
in
know,
Lakeland.
we are so jealous of the Well up there.
I
And
know
what
they're doing
what
some-
they're doing in Polk County.
They're
We
doing
just-
some
we
great
wanna
things.
be like them when we grow up.
We really
That's
do it. And the CRA funded that project. In the closing remarks from our guests.
Just please get the facts. Find out as much as you can. Google is your friend. YouTube is your friend. You can research things
Can
online.
they call you? Because you're so smart.
Yeah, call it. Give me the number.
Give me your
813
number.
something.
Really?
Oh, yeah, you got to.
What's your phone number?
One call, 813. Don't wear out now. Just call and answer one question. One question at a time. 813-807-7359. Once again, 813-807-7359. Vanessa McCleary.
Text
Vice
me,
President,
please.
Arrested Development. And text her. Because she is busy. She's a consultant.
Yeah.
She do a lot of things. Text her. She'll get back with you.
We
'cause she
got the
back with
number
me.
for you, though.
We got the number for it. We fought for it. We will see you next week where we will have Nancy from Faith in Florida, a faith-based organization, talk about politics and what Faith in Florida doing to get the vote out. Because we got to win this election and we got to get rid of these Satans. These Santa. God bless y'all.
We need Charlie Chris.
That's right.
We need Val Demings. And we need Aris I.
And we need Angela Birdsong on the county commission. Jarvis Elamine, Angela Birdsong, we love you and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. We'll
Vote
see you next
down
week.
ballot.